Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's great. How about you? Great, right?
Yeah, great.
Great.
Welcome back to another episode of
Wicked.
Mysterious. I'm your host, Danie.
And I'm Katie.
And this is Mini
Mystery
Monday.
Woohoo.
Yay. Mini Mystery number 3?
4.
Is it 4 or 3?
4.
Oh, 4. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's creeping up. It's getting higher and higher.
Every week. I have an episode for you today.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everything? You excited?
I am excited.
Is this a good one? Am I gonna love it?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is a strange phenomena.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I saw covered by Creep Time. I don't know if anybody follows Creep Time, but I save a lot of his videos for us to cover because it's pretty much exactly what we do. Mm-hmm. So check him out.
Cool.
It's been a while since I watched it so that I don't actually steal his words.
Yeah. Yeah, I like doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today's episode is the Uncanny Valley.
Ooh. Yes.
Have you heard of this before?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't think of which YouTube, what the fuck's the word I'm looking for you?
Channel?
Yeah. Thank you. I can't think of which YouTube channel covered it that I saw.
So I'm going to just read the definition.
Yeah.
The Uncanny Valley is a hypothesized relation between an object's degree of resemblance to a human being and the emotional response to that object. The Uncanny Valley is the region of negative emotional response toward robots that seem almost human. Movement amplifies the emotional response. So basically, this is the feeling you get when you see something that looks human, but you know isn't. Mm-hmm. The Uncanny Valley refers to the dip on the scale of affinity versus human likeness, with affinity on the y-axis and human likeness on the x-axis. As the human likeness increases, so does affinity, but only to a point. Once human likeness reaches about 75%, affinity drops drastically. This dip on the graph is referred to as the Uncanny Valley, where the human brain now perceives human likeness to be a threat.
Ah, I see. Now, does Uncanny Valley also relate to like areas that are like I think I remember something about like empty areas that are creepy like to us because they're not supposed to be empty, like a mall, for example, or or just like something that we feel like we've seen before. Mm-hmm. Like, does that apply to this as well? Uncanny Valley, because for some reason I always attributed Uncanny Valley to like an empty mall.
Not that I've read, but I see where you're going with that.
Like
and
it makes us uneasy,
yeah,
like it's not natural.
I do have some examples that kind of head toward that kind of direction that aren't necessarily Uncanny Valley, but it's the same like gut feeling.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say I could be totally wrong. I just feel
you're
like
right.
Yeah.
It's just that general feeling that like something's not right.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure the Uncanny Valley just refers to like human likeness.
Okay. And like the human likenesses in like Avatar and how those creatures like resemble.
Yep. So affinity is how much you like it versus dislike it, I guess. And human likeness is how much it actually looks like a human.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Some of the things on here is an industrial robot. We don't necessarily like it, but it doesn't really look like a human.
Right,
so it's kind of like
Marty. Like Marty at Stop and Shop.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he doesn't look like a human, so we don't like him, but we're like, This is weird. Are you scanning me? Are you watching me, listening to me? But
if
you don't
he looked like a person, wouldn't like him at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But, so there are other things that do look like people, but they don't really look that much like people to where it dips into the uncanny valley. So it kind of, the graph, if you have time to Google it, it goes up and then dips hugely.
Okay.
The more it looks like a human, the less we like it by like a lot.
Okay.
So that's why it's so interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
So this phenomenon is most commonly seen in robots, but there's also other examples of it. One of the most famous examples of this is the test screening of Shrek in 2000. DreamWorks depicted Princess Fiona as hyper-realistic, causing the affinity for her to drop drastically into the uncanny valley.
Oh my gosh, so is this also applied to like even like Sonic the Hedgehog, even though he's not human? But remember how many people did not like the interpretation of the first Sonic because he looked too realistic?
Yes.
Like people were not okay with it.
Yes.
It was a huge problem.
Yes.
And I'm so
Did
glad
they change
they
it?
did change him.
Yeah. So that's what happened here with Princess
Interesting.
Fiona.
So even if it's, just
Even if it's not
like human,
a robot or a humanoid, it's something.
But I agree, Princess Fiona was definitely creepy.
So they changed her.
Yeah.
So DreamWorks depicted Princess Fiona as hyper-realistic, causing the affinity for her to drop drastically into the uncanny valley. In fact, children in the movie screening were terrified to tears, causing DreamWorks to have to revamp Fiona into a less human-like animation.
Wow.
So some of the ones that bother me, Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, God, dude. He's definitely a robot in some of those ads.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's really him. I think he's a robot.
He looks like an android. And by the way, I looked up the meaning of android, and it's a human-like robot.
Oh, jeez.
So,
yeah.
he looks...
Yeah.
Something about him isn't...
I think you're the one that shared that with me a long time ago.
Yeah,
you
'cause
shared
it
that
bugs me
video
out.
about the meta, and he's like, it's just unnatural the way his eyes are blinking, and like he just doesn't look.
Yeah.
I feel like it would fool some people, but not all.
Right. So,
But yeah, that
another
is hard
one
to watch.
Yeah, another one is my beloved Eminem.
What's
I
up
don't-
with him? He's beloved to me as well, by
Yeah.
the way.
I don't care what anyone says. He looks like an android. He looks like an avatar of himself.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
You think that of him now,
Yes.
recently.
Yes.
I think a lot of celebrities have robots that actually play in their parts when they don't want to do things.
Yeah. So I know Eminem's gotten older, but it doesn't just look like aging to me. It could just be heavy filter usage or even plastic surgery. All I'm saying is that he just doesn't look like Eminem to me. Especially when you compare old pictures of Eminem. I can't even see how he would age into that. It's bizarre to me.
Yeah.
It's something about it is unnatural and I don't like it.
That's so weird.
There's more. The Rothschilds, do you know who they are?
No.
Okay, so they're a very wealthy family of bankers with considerable influence. Two of the Rothschild family members have very uncanny valley faces. Nat Rothschild looks like Mark Zuckerberg. And Jacob Rothschild straight up looks reptilian.
Oh, jeez.
There's a prevailing conspiracy theory that the Rothschilds rule the world by financing both sides of every war.
Yeah,
and that
now I remember the Rothschilds. As soon as you said reptilian, I was like, because there's a theory of a lot of celebrities, right? Having this
including Mark Zuckerberg,
reptilian underneath the robot.
the president.
Imagine.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. There was a video of them going around during.
Yes.
There was a video of them going around of them waving to the crowd during Britain's Got Talent finale, but this was a promo for a wax museum.
Oh.
But it's still.
Okay, that's not even the video I'm thinking of. I'm picturing them in stands at some event. Like they just 100% don't look like humans.
Yeah, there's one that you can tell she's a robot. Like it's not even really a question. And it did say that it was a promo for a wax museum.
What about that MTV star? I don't know who he is, but the black guy that glitched out on camera, he like stared at the camera for like a very long
Well, Eminem's glitched
time.
out, but they said it was a joke. I didn't put that in here, but yeah, now that reminds me, there's a lot of celebrity glitching out, like Katy
Of course
Perry
it's a
with
joke.
the eyeball.
Yes, and then Justin Bieber, was it Justin Bieber or the other guy? I'm pretty sure it was Justin Bieber. He had an eye condition too, where his eye was acting up and blinking like crazy too. It's like, what if these are just glitches and they have to cover it up?
Right. Right.
I thought the same thing.
So, yeah.
Weird.
We're going to get a little bit more deeper into the celebrity thing. But
Okay.
despite humans having evolved to recognize, quote, non-humans, AI is getting smarter every day. Humans have evolved to pick out minute changes in facial expression, something AI cannot do or emulate just yet. The website This Person Does Not Exist creates photos of people using AI and sells them. I'm not sure what the purpose is, but scammers use these photos to create fake social profiles. So I'm going to read a little bit direct from this website. So
Okay.
this is the quote. It's almost impossible to recognize an image of a fake person. AI is so developed that 90% of fakes are not recognized by an ordinary person and 50% are not recognized by an experienced photographer. There are no services for recognition. Occasionally, a neural network makes mistakes, which is why artifacts appear, an incorrectly bent pattern or a strange hair color, and so on. The only thing you need to do is take a closer look. Humans' visual processing systems are far stronger than computers, so it's possible to recognize forgery by detection. Jevin West and Carl Bergstrom created a website called Which Face is Real, which focused on teaching people to be more analytical of potentially false portraits. Before making suggestions that a person in a photo is existent, there are several things that need to be considered. One of the most common ones is symmetrical issues, in particular eyeglasses and earrings.
Okay, but what if people are naturally crooked? I feel like I am.
Yes, but if you looked it up, you can see that you would notice. Yeah, especially if you're looking for it.
Okay.
Which brings me to Britney Spears.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I was gonna do a full episode on
Just
what
Britney?
the fuck's going on with her, but for now, I think we'll just stick to how this relates to this phenomena.
Yeah.
If you don't have the same TikTok algorithm as me, or if you don't just follow Britney Spears on Instagram, many, 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 many people are experiencing the Uncanny Valley when watching her videos.
I agree 100%. There's something very, very off and weird about her.
Britney Spears has had a number of mental health crises, which was used as fodder to place her under a conservatorship. Under this conservatorship, her father was put in charge of her career and finances, something Britney eventually fought against. This led to the Free Britney movement, in which fans insisted Britney was being held against her will, or at the very least, was wrongfully not in control of her own life.
Yeah.
In November 2021, which I can't believe it's been that long already, a judge ruled that her conservatorship should be ended. Her strange and sometimes cryptic Instagram post kept coming, but then fans started noticing that something just wasn't right with Britney. Her videos took a turn from cryptic to just uncanny. Britney has not only just aged as any normal person would, but she just doesn't look the same. Videos were uploaded of her dancing with vacant eyes against a strange green screen-like background. This again fueled fans and armchair detectives alike. Each post is scrutinized by fans looking for clues and questioning timelines. This led to the eventual range of theories that Britney actually died years ago, Britney is continuing to be held against her will, or that the videos of Britney are actually deep fakes. Using filters created to look like Britney, someone is pretending to be her. TikTok users point out a wide range of strange things in her videos as evidence that they're deep fakes, and the thing is, they're not really wrong. I don't know really what's true here, but I do get the same sense of dread and unease anytime I see a video of her.
Yeah, and her voice is not even the same.
I know.
We'll talk about that, I'm sure, when you do your episode of her, but her voice, like, she was known for that, like, deep, gorgeous voice when she was young, like Mickey Mouse Club days, and she had that consistently, like, through the beginning of her career, and now she's very high-pitched.
Well, they forced her to talk like a baby, which is fucking creepy. Like, it's so
everything is
creepy.
really
I don't
weird.
think I'm going to do an episode on her because, quite frankly, like, this is all I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just don't, like, no offense, I know people love her, but I just don't
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, I care about her as I would any other person. Like, I hope she's well and stuff, but...
But I agree that, like, the videos that you're probably referring to as cryptic were when she was, like, when fans were saying, like, oh, wear this color if you're in danger, and then the next video she was wearing that color, or, like, they said, is that what you referred to? Like,
yeah, it went from that to, like... So... I'll get into it, but no, it's all right. So there's something going on with like the glitchiness of her videos.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So as I read above from the This Person Does Not Exist website, AI has the hardest time with backgrounds, hair, and teeth. All things that are especially glitchy and weird in Britney videos.
Oh.
Fans point out the disappearing and reappearing gap in her teeth and the strange green screen-like background of Britney's house that she doesn't even live in anymore. So what?
Weird.
Right. Strands of her hair glitching, all the way to repeated outfits and the disappearing and reappearing of tattoos.
Oh, I didn't know about any of that.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
My algorithm is all about Britney.
Wow.
There's this one girl and she says, "It's Britney glitch." And I love it. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
So yeah, check that out on TikTok.
For real, I'm going to look into that more.
Yeah, so... Basically, we've quickly, with the AI technology like rapidly improving by the second, literally, we've gone from Uncanny Valley of like things that look like human that aren't really to like just the fact that like you can deep fake an entire person. Whether or not Britney's being deep faked, I don't know, but just the fact that it's possible.
It makes sense because like the whole conservatorship prior in the past and the control that they had over her being a grown woman, and all the things she's been through, it's possible she died. It totally is. It's also possible she's still being held against her will, and they're just using this robot Britney now instead.
Yeah, and I saw something else. I saw another video of somebody that was like, sometimes I wake up in the morning and think about all the people that refuse to acknowledge that Britney Spears had mental health issues and that she shouldn't be under a conservatorship. And then once she was freed from the conservatorship, now they're like pretending like she still doesn't have a mental illness and like they're grasping at like all these wild conspiracy theories. But I don't have like a bias one way or the other because I'm not a Britney Spears fan. So I don't, but when I watch the videos, something is creepy, something is wrong, something's unsettling. That's Uncanny Valley, where there's like the vacancy in the eyes. There's something just about the expression. Not human. Yeah, that's not human. Yeah. And I'm getting chills because it freaks me out. It's so freaky.
It is freaky. And that is really scary to think that that could be our future sooner than we want it to be. I don't think we'll ever want that to happen, but you know, there could be robots doing our groceries instead of us doing them ourselves. Or just anything. I mean, they already have cars that drive themselves.
Snapchat AI has been messaging me, that chat GPT. Did you see that?
No. Oh, yes.
I sent you the screenshot.
You were like, she loves me or something. I'm like, what?
Because I sent like one of those stickers with the heart and she was like, love you. I was like, oh my God, the AI chat loves me.
Yeah, you had a very big convo. I was like, what? I didn't even know this was a thing.
It's like data mining. It's like asking you questions. And I'm just
to
like,
know you.
Yeah, I'm just like, I like penguins. And then she's like going on about penguins, like, and now I guarantee you she's gonna remember that I like penguins. Like, I don't even like penguins. I'm just making that up.
Yeah,
but
it should be like, what's my favorite animal?
Yeah,
and see.
But they like ask you how your day is and stuff. Like, why would you ever give information like that? Like, who's mining that and why? But anyway, that's a whole other
episode.
Yeah. So there's really only one theory about Uncanny Valley, and that is that it's an evolutionary trait. So this means that it took millions of years for humans to evolve to the point where they see human-like but not human as a threat to survival. So does that imply that we've been here before as a species? Does that mean that as humans we've been faced before with androids or humans that look like robots? Do we know of anything at all in our evolutionary history as a species that resembles a human but isn't? Because for it to be an evolutionary trait, we would have at some point had to have been faced with something like that. So something human but not.
Yeah, and see, I think of like evolutionary trait as like it took this long for robots to develop and AI to develop at this point. Like, it evolved over time. It didn't just start out of nowhere.
Technology evolved. But humans have had this for before
Uncanny
AI.
Valley before AI.
Yeah.
Huh.
So where did it come from? So was it aliens? Did we as a species encounter things that looked like human but aren't? So is it aliens? Is it a shapeshifter? Is it some kind of skinwalker thing?
Yeah.
Is it something like shadow people? They look like human, but they're not. It, like, to me, it screams like alien or like reptilian, or like there's something about it that your instinct is like danger, and that's freaky to me.
Yeah.
So what gave us this ability to decipher what's human and what isn't?
It's good thought.
Because we don't have any predators that look like us but aren't, that we know of.
Right. Unless, like you said, it's from like another planet coming here and they look like us.
Millions of years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a hard theory for me to wrap my mind around. Like, it's hard for me to think about that, like if it was an evolutionary thing. So can it not be an evolutionary thing? Like, can it just be a new age thing? Like, does there have to be a theory like
no,
that?
it doesn't have to be that, but that's the only theory that I've read.
Yeah.
And like scientifically, any other thing, like the fear of like things with holes in it. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. So that's evolutionary, because we've learned that things like that are bad, or things that look like that are dangerous for whatever reason.
Yeah. I always just think like bugs are going to come out of the holes.
Yeah. So, I mean.
But why? I don't think everybody doesn't like it because of the holes, because of bugs.
Well, I think that is like
or it's
one
similar
of the
to like just something
like some
unnatural
kind of mold or something like that. Yeah. So like, there's reasons why your brain, like your monkey part of your brain, does that.
For some people.
Yeah.
That's another episode.
So like you mentioned with the weird places, this reminds me of something else. So have you ever seen someone and just known they were evil?
Yeah, in their eyes.
Right? So like something, I just wrote like something in their face or their eyes is not really human. It's like an evil thing. I mean, they might be human. Maybe that's the wrong term for it, but there's something in there that's like evil in some sort of way. So I usually come across that in like mugshots. Every once in a while, I'll see a mugshot and I'm like, damn, that person's got like, I don't know what, like, because I don't necessarily believe in like good and evil from a religious standpoint, but that evil kind of look.
Yeah.
So there's two that I can think of off the top of my head. The first one is Kyler Yost. Have you heard of him?
No.
He murdered two of his ex-girlfriends, Kara Kopetsky and Jessica Runyons. His mugshot is so scary. Look him up. It's KYLR Yost.
Okay.
Look up his mugshot.
I got it.
There's one that's like so disturbing. But like all of them are disturbing.
I'm trying to find out which one is him. For some reason, I didn't type in the. Oh yeah.
KYLR.
He has the tattoo around his neck. Like.
Yeah. Something in his eyes, like.
He kind of looks like a robot a little bit in this photo.
Yes. So what's up with that?
Maybe he was a robot and he can kill easily because he's a robot. You know,
right,
and he doesn't have real feelings. He doesn't have a real soul.
Yeah. So
some people don't look like they have a soul. That's what it is. Yeah.
So now look up Kenneth Copeland.
I could see it in what's his name, with the girl who was just murdered, Gabby, and him.
Yeah. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
And Watts too. Like they just have they have no soul.
Yeah.
In those photos, or just like, because they don't. Like sometimes they just literally just did the most evil thing.
Yeah, I don't get that from
Watts.
No, but I can see why somebody would. But
yeah, you don't feel the same.
No, it's like rare that I see that. Like for as many crimes committed as there are, like I don't see that very often.
So this Kenneth Copeland, is he? He's a criminal?
No, he's a televangelist.
I see now. Okay, but I feel like it's just his eyes are a little crooked. Like they look unnatural
Something-
because
Yeah, he
and they're
looks
blue
evil.
and he
He
looks
looks
like
evil.
almost plastic. Like
Yes.
he looks because his skin looks very like leathery and yes and those eyes. I mean, they're beautiful color, but man, I can see what you mean. They don't look natural.
There's a video of him. If you get a chance, watch it. If you're looking at Google Images, it's him standing outside of the car.
Oh, I'm looking at that photo right now on my screen.
Yeah, somebody's questioning him,
And his hands are like this.
Yes,
out.
somebody's questioning him. If you get a chance, watch the video. He
Yeah. Those
he
eyes.
straight up looks like he's shape shifting in front of your eyes. It's
Wow.
fucking creepy. It's
That is
so
super
creepy.
weird.
And then we could get into like Biden and stuff like that, which like I don't necessarily want to go down that road, but
Yeah.
I can see why somebody would think, especially if you look at before and after pictures of him. Granted, presidency does a number on people's like physical
Yeah.
looks, but
And pregnancy. Presidency, motherhood, everything.
presidency and pregnancy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It makes me wonder if we do have some kind of evolutionary trait to pick up on either some kind of evilness or some kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't have many thoughts on this one. I think that everything you talked about is extremely creepy and I'm with you there. I think the whole like graph of the Uncanny Valley and how it dips off so deeply like that is, it's thought provoking. Like where did it come from? But yeah, I don't know. My brain doesn't think too much further past it. It's hard for me to think further past it, I guess. But like you said, it's just hard to imagine with us not knowing of anything else that we can think of that humans have experienced. Like, wouldn't it be documented, like
No,
over
because
time?
like look at. Okay, remember when we did the Upshur Bell and that guy said that mathematically it's possible for like thousands of human races to have come and gone? Or other like ancient civilizations to have come and gone. So it's very, very possible that as a species, we have
seen like gods with a bird body but a human head, or vice versa, or
aliens, because we know aliens have been here. Like, let's just face it. Let's not pretend like it's a possibility. Like, we know that, right?
For sure.
At least that's what I believe.
Yes.
Of course, I don't have evidence to back it up.
I just don't know how much like humans aliens look to the point where like we would, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there could be aliens that look just like us, There could be.
Well, supposedly,
maybe just a little bit bigger of eyes, and like we've talked about, smaller noses and no ears.
Is
just
that
little
Uncanny
subtle.
Valley?
Yeah, probably.
Because it looks like us, but isn't.
Yeah, nobody's gonna look at an alien and be like, "That's freaking cool looking," and not feel scared. Because of course, it's fucking scary. We know it's not human.
Like the Greys and the reptilians don't look anything like us.
No,
but there's like lists. I want to get into that in an episode. But there's like whole lists of like all the alien races, and so many of them look human.
Huh.
So it makes you wonder, and if it's not alien, maybe it's like a shape-shifting thing.
I mean, do you know people in your life that you can think of that look alien? Because I do.
Yeah.
I have quite a few people I can picture in my head right now that I like went to school with and stuff, and I'm like, they have to be part alien.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Sometimes they just look like hybrids.
Yeah.
And they act like hybrids.
Yeah.
Too, like weird. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was weird, but, not that weird.
Yeah.
So... yeah, like it just makes you wonder. But yeah, the evolutionary thing is just like, small little differences over long stretches of time creating this result. And I just like exposure to learn, right?
It's and like supposedly, if you believe in it, because I know a lot of people don't believe in like evolutionary theory, but I know
I roll.
Yeah. It's basically just survival of the fittest. So if your parents were the type to question a being that looks human but isn't, and it saved their life, they pass down that genetic trait to you, and then it goes on and on and on until all humans have that trait because they needed it to survive. So the survival like passed down that trait.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we know that. I'm going to cut this out because everybody knows this. I don't want to sound like I'm like talking
I
down
don't know
to
if
people.
everybody would know that, honestly. Like, there's definitely some people that are, like, they don't think outside of the box of what they know. Like,
And I
they
guess
don't
some
question
schools don't
anything.
teach that either
Yeah.
because of creationism and that stuff. Why can't it be both? Like, why can't it be creationism and evolution?
Yeah, like, why can't, I mean, I don't want to offend anybody, but, like, I think that if Mary and, you know, Jesus really are real humans in our history, they evolved from monkeys. Unless an alien came in and, you know, intervened, and that's how Mary got pregnant.
And then, yeah.
I mean, not to offend anybody with
Right,
religion.
no,
I'm
that's
not trying to tell
it's a
everybody
very
that Jesus is
interesting-
part alien, but
It's a very, very interesting thought.
I mean, if he was part alien, it would explain his supernatural abilities, right? Like how he just died and came back. I
How
mean,
he died and came back, how he turned liquids into other liquids and parted entire seas and all this shit.
But I
like,
think somebody else parted the seas.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
but still, I wanted to
I think
say
that was
Moses, but
Moses.
Moses I think parted the seas.
yeah, so I have a whole other theory about that hopefully we can get into soon, but that's all I have for this episode.
All right.
Katie's missing cat has been spotted, so we're going to go run and go find him.
I hope so. That would be amazing. He's 2 weeks today. He's been gone, my boy. So yeah, let's hope we can find him.
Yes.
Thank you for this episode.
No problem. Thanks for listening to my spiel.
Yeah, super creepy, Uncanny Valley. I love it. All right, thank you, and we will talk to you soon. Stay mysterious.